Me and Chris Thang are here.
Say we're back.
We're back.
We tried to get the scene perfect, but we couldn't get the names for the bottom players. So, Clockworker's on the left, on the bottom, and Anthony Ho's on the right. So, and for me, and Phony Ho. That's a. I'm not sure if that's a handle or they're the real way it's named, but that's what I'm told. So.
That's his that's his Twitch name is Anthony Ho.
Okay. And yeah, Clockwork has a max out and a 920 kicker. Anthony with 976, so a good kicker there. Still waiting to max. And both of them have about an hour and a half on the clock, so plenty of time for them. Mo's about an hour into her runs and hasn't. Is that scoreboard correct? Yeah, I don't know. I could have sworn she had a higher score than that.
That should be up to date.
Okay. And I think Nevinator's working with a judge on something. I think the system got reset.
Yeah, if the timer's paused, yeah, something happened, like a malfunction or, you know.
Oh, man. He spilled water and the console froze.
Oh, is that what happened? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, good thing, 3 with 997 and 28 minutes left, Still do some damage.
It's already, yeah.
Yeah, he's already, killed it. So.
Yeah, it looks... They're working with it, so we'll see what happens with that.
Depending on who his judge is, I mean, all these judges know how to deal with that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
not
let's
water.
hope it's not like some kind of permanent hardware problem.
Right, like put your whole NES,
fry your console or something.
Put your whole NES in like a bag of rice or something.
Yeah. Clockwork with a really great transition score there and a really clean board. So looking to get a second max out here.
Yeah, level 23, 800. I mean, yeah, there's no excuse not to max out, right?
Yeah.
Unless like the pieces come down hard,
Yeah. Most console says 765K and scoreboard says 477. So I don't think it's updated.
For Mo, yeah. Alright, so Nevinator's having a problem. Why don't we take him off and bring somebody else in? And then cross our fingers that it doesn't break or whatever.
Ooh, Clockworker on the verge of maxing. Got some junk on the left he's going to need to clear. He needs 2 and change to max. He's got about 3.5 levels to work with here. He's cleaning up. Chooses to use that time wisely. Yeah, he got all that junk cleared, so he's clean again. Takes a triple. So yeah, 2 ought to do it now. Gonna need a couple long bars. Gets the first. Boom. Tetris for Clockworker. 1 Tetris away from maxing again. Almost set up. He's got it. Just waiting for the long bar now. There it is. Boom. Max out for Clockworker. Pumps that fist and just rides that just rides the top out to another max out. GG's. And hey, we've got like a 3-way start here.
So we got a little match going.
Anthony streams looks frozen from this point of view. Might have to have a judge take a look at that. See if his internet went out or something, or if it's on our side.
I refreshed it over here. Let's see. Sure, we'll get another ad, which is very exciting. This is exciting.
Yeah, it might just be our side.
So I think we're gonna bring Chris Brady in while Nevinator's figuring his stuff out.
Okay.
Chris Brady up top there.
All right. Good to see veteran Chris Brady here again. Looks like he's well into his run, 45 minutes, so he's about almost to the halfway point. With a 989, decent kicker, still looking to max. So looking at Clockworker's PEB is actually just over a max, so him getting 2 in such quick succession is actually pretty significant. Yeah, so these 3 games are actually kind of secret match going on here, since it's kind of nice to see
good
how
old,
it would be if
good
they
old
were-
secret match, yeah.
Yeah, secret match, 3-way. They're right at all. They're really all at their 46 lines. Wow. Vince, I don't know if you saw, but
What's that?
Chris Bidwell said, "Bring up Brian."
Okay, bring Brian in here for sure. I think Anthony. Seems like Anthony's stream is struggling. I don't know. Computer's struggling. Everything's struggling today.
Clockworker are having another great game here, just building really clean, on pace to get a 600 plus transition here.
Maybe this will help.
Wow. Almost 350k at 78 lines. Opting for the center well. Love that center well. Hope it doesn't ground him. He gets the long bar. Boom. Center well Tetris for Clockworker.
Alright, so we got Brian in the bottom right now.
Okay. So yeah. Looks like he's about an hour into his run. Maybe about 45 minutes. His clock's a bit small there. And Clockworker just sticking with that center well with that was like a dirty center well with junk on top, and pulls it off, getting clean again, not wasting any lines, not even at 100 lines, already past 400k. Had to take a triple there, so he'll lose a little pace with that, but this is still really good. And
Yeah, sorry guys, this is happening. Thanks for bearing with us. Enjoying the PowerPoint stream. I'm just trying to compete with the Kingsmen with the PowerPoint. So I just opened every program on my computer and just to see what would happen. So
he's got a really good game going here too. On pace for max out. 120 lines at 440k. Bangs down another Tetris. Boom, Tetris for Mo. Should be on pace for a 500k transition. And Clockworker transition about 550k. So lost a little bit of pace towards the end of level 18 there, but this could still be a very high scoring game. Be another max out. Mo looking good too, so also probably the best position to be in max out we've seen so far. And Chris Brady having to do some restarts, so still early on in this current run. Now with less than an hour to go, oh man. And just like that, Clockworker just has an untimely cop-out even with that monster pace. So, quick restart, trying to get back on track. Brian hitting transition now. Really good transition score. Almost 600k going into level 20. So definitely in a good position to get a first max out here. Keep this one going. Opts to take the triple, seeing that double line dependency. Playing it safe. And uses the bars to try to dig back down. Take a few more clears for him to get clean. And he does there. Takes the triple just to get a more ideal position to score. 630k now. Mo topping out with a 535. Yeah, unfortunately that was a good run up to that point. And now Brian's having to clear off a lot more. Gotta do some burns. Yeah, the names for competitors aren't showing up because for some reason the spreadsheet overlay isn't updating for us. At least when Vince tried to update it, it didn't update like the way it should. So in the upper left corner we've got Chris Brady, lower left corner Clockworker, lower right corner Brian. I saw that Chris Bidwell mentioned that Brian is new to CTWC, so welcome, Brian. Probably not within a max out, but still could be a good score here. Get it up to 900k. More Tetrises. Ooh. Yeah, it's not gonna score too much after that, but yeah, unfortunately it's not enough to improve his standing there. But a couple scores, 750k. You build on that. Consistent. Saw 3 in the score table around that line, so it's a lot of burning late in the game, so surviving versus being aggressive. Kind of have the, if you can't improve your score, then you might want to be more aggressive just to have the chance of getting that max out. Yeah, all 3 games are kind of either just starting or getting to about 30 lines to transition. Clockworker with another This one's probably lower than we've seen him going into level 19 with. He's gonna roll with it. Chris Beatty just a little bit behind that. Crossing 100 lines at under 300k. Clockwork with a lot of holes in his stack. He's gonna try to dig down from the top there. And boom, Tetris for Clockwork. Level 19 coming in about 6 lines here, so. Starts drilling back down to be ready for the speed change. There he is, level 19. And yeah, definitely a lower transition score from what we're used to seeing from him. But he's gonna roll with it. And Chris Brady's about to hit level 19 as well. Secret match once again. Chris Brady versus Clockwork. Meanwhile, Mo is having a pretty good game up there. 300,000 points, 70 lines, on pace for max out, so looking for the first. And ran into some clears off the top there pretty nicely. And Chris Brady tops out at 300k. He's gonna start again. Clockwork finally opts to put that game out of its misery and rehydrates a bit before start. Already started. Playing with one hand, and I guess he's gonna dump that game. Rehydrating and yeah, not exactly the ideal start. So. Alright. Now it looks like he's ready to go. And Mo with can dig back down, has a chance for a dirty Tetris up there, but it's not getting the long bar. Finally gets a long bar. Boom! Very dirty Tetris for Mo. And is able to dig back down underneath all that garbage that was under that Tetris there. 400k, even with all that burning. Still a pretty decent score going into transition. Still hit that 500k mark. Just Brady with a gigantic spire there. But gives him the long bar and bangs down in Tetris. He's just dumping those S's down that middle there. The tall S spires on top there for both Mo and Chris Brady. You'd think they have the same piece sets, but I guess the Tetris gods just feeling up like they run out of those S's. Okay, Mo's at about 500k now, just hit level 19. Another good score. Could this be a max out? We'll see. Okay, Brian about to hit transition now, 400k. Oh, and Mo just spiraled out of control there, and whew, needs to get something going. Time's running out. 45 minutes left. And Clockworker Doing pretty well early on. Almost 300k. And Bryant's got something. He's off to level 20, 21, clean board, banging down more Tetrises, just hit 500k. So, plays well from this point. He could still be in position for a max out. Tetris scores being worth higher make them later worth more than if you start off with them. So some players do better when it's faster. So Joseph, being one of those players, seems to get even better as the game gets faster. Same with Dog. Ryan could be one of that type too. Boom, Tetris for Brian. 580k now. Level 24. Still kind of on the borderline. 600k. Keeps up this pace. Definitely can be a score improvement. Hey, Robin. Robin Mahara cheering on veteran Chris Brady. Strider656 asks, when's my qualifier time? I didn't enter. I guess I didn't really think about it, and I haven't played for like a year. But I will be participating in the CTWC kickoff party. I believe it's October 7th, the day before our first main day of the gold bracket. So I'll be having a grudge rematch, I believe, against Steve DeLuca. And I guess maybe it's going to be Battle of the Modders Part 2, and hopefully I'll be able to build something kind of funny for it. And I'll be working on it in the next few days. So if you want to see me play, I'll be playing, but it'll be in the pre-show kickoff party. So look forward to that. It'll be, I believe it'll be hosted by Kingsman. And Savory Lobster asks if there's side tournaments again, like Dr. Mario and No Next Bucks. I think the closest thing we have to side tournaments are the kickoff party things. Yeah, they have some of the commentators play against each other. Maybe they'll have Dr. Mario. I don't know. It could be up to them. I don't know. Maybe ask Vince when he comes back. Okay, 600k for Blockworker. Not level 20. Boom, Tetris for Clockworker. Could be another good score here. And Chris Brady also doing quite well. Level 24, almost 700,000. Yeah, Clockworker in position to max out here if you can keep up this pace. Gets a long bar to open up his channel. There it is. Boom, Tetris for Clockworker. Oh, Chris Brady in trouble. And tops out. He's got something going here. Had some pretty decent transition scores so far. It's just right in the middle of those after the transition at level 19, it just something will hang or something will get snagged and then just ends really fast. So hopefully you can adjust for and get to play it out. Clockworker, here you go. He's within about 4 Tetrises from max out here. He's got some levels to work with. Got about 4 levels, so keeping up this pace. It's looking good for him. Takes a triple. And had to, didn't use that long bar there. Okay, level 26. He still needs a couple of Tetrises. Ooh, had to take that double. Oh, man. He just threw away a couple long bars, but he gave him another one. Boom, Tetris for Clockworker, 1 away. In good position, he's clean. He opts to lay that long bar flat and burn it. He's gonna need 1 more. And there it is, boom. Tetris for Clockworker, another max out. GG's. And he runs to his computer in celebration. Trying to figure out if he said something to us or not. But yeah, that's already, I mean, we probably would say someone who has 3 max outs probably in. I think he had a pretty decent kicker too, so among the 3 max out players, that would put his standing in, well, 23rd it says here. Yeah, if you told me that someone with 3 max outs and a high kicker would be in 23rd place, like that would just blow my mind. Like, I'd be like, wait a minute, aren't there like 30 people in the world who can max out? And I was like, no, in the future it's gonna be like 300 or 400. But yeah, you love to see it. Love to see growth in anything that involves determination and skill, and you're definitely seeing the bar being raised every year. And we're gonna rapidly approach the point where you're gonna need 3 max outs to qualify. So it's not even just like, hey, I can max out, maybe I have a chance. It's gonna be like matter of maxing out consistently and seeing the kind of consistency that we saw that, you know, Jonas Neubauer was famous for, where it would be like you couldn't take the guy out because he would consistently get, you know, what at the time were close to max out scores, you know, 900Ks just, you know, constantly. And it's going to take that kind of consistency to not just qualify, but to play against someone, because everybody else is going to be held to that high standard. Ooh, another top out for Chris Brady. Yeah, not much change in these 3 fields other than Clockworker, who's been getting those max outs and still has, you know, like almost an hour to go. More than an hour to go, an hour and 5 minutes, in fact. So he's on pace to get like 6 if he can keep it up. And Mo with the cat assist there. Boom, Tetris for Mo. Brian with a really Okay, he's starting to clear some of that off of his board. He's got about 9 lines to transition. Almost set up for a dirty. Let's see if he goes for it. No. Not sure why. Yeah, I guess he plays it safe and takes the triple there. Maybe he sees that he'd be safer in this position for transition. And he hits level 19, 400k. Still in position to improve his score, so he's gonna run with this. That Spire, ooh, that's some... Yeah, it's not gonna be survivable, and he's gonna have to restart. And yeah, top outs for Chris Brady as well. So yeah, Chris Brady in the upper left corner, Mo in the upper right, which is the only name that seems that's to be working. Clockworker is in the lower left, and Brian is in the lower right. For more complete name information and our current standings, then there's a link to it. Yeah, there. Okay, I guess the Classic Tetris bot's been continuously been providing it. I just kind of have it up in another window, and I hit refresh on it every once in a while. Although I don't think that it's been refreshing completely in real time. I believe Clockworker actually, yeah, okay, there it goes. Yeah, you have to kind of refresh it twice. My Clockworker still said 2 and should be 3. And also I haven't been, the only stream I've got right now is the one with the 4 here, so sounds like Nevinator has gotten a 4 from what I see in chat, so GG's Nevinator. Sad to kind of miss out on that. I mean, what I usually do is, you know, if I have a broadcast and something I need to commentate, I'll go back and watch the streams that I missed because I just love seeing it. And Nevinator's performance, I just solid, you know. Want to see how that 4th max out happened, and maybe I can go back into his own VOD to do it, but we won't have an official qualifier stream for it since we don't have, at least today, we don't have more than 4 up at once. And we have more competitors, and we have more Tetris than we can handle for just the one stream. But Vince said that we're going to have more up later, so we're, I guess, for the primetime days, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, weekend's going to be crazy. And I might pop in for commentary for a bit, but I'm actually looking forward to watching it. So hopefully all the technical kinks and things will be worked out for then. And yeah, it's going to be, I mean, I want to say something like it's going to be a Tetris bloodbath. Just because the level of competition is going to be so high and so many big guns and high rollers and just phenoms and you know, returning champions, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be, I'd say this is going to be a year to remember, but you know, it's like for the last 3 years it always has been. So always looking forward to see what the future beholds for us here in the Classic Tetris community. Yeah, more hosts and streams would be nice. We have them, but they've been you know, they've been working around the clock as it is, really. The fact that we're able to get this sort of format working when we didn't know what would work, like last year, it was kind of a miracle. And this is sort of like our first iteration. Like last year's qualifiers were totally different. It was just kind of like thrown together, and you have like that wall of 16 wasn't always working, didn't have a schedule. So us doing it this way is actually kind of like the first year for the way we're doing qualifiers, and I've enjoyed it. Like I said, it's like a week-long Tetris party, and you know, despite the technical difficulties, I hope it's something that, you know, we all enjoy and look forward to. And I've been enjoying it as a viewer, and now I'm on the mic with it. Didn't really expect to be, but I said, hey, you know, sounds like fun. If I can contribute to the day and to the festivities, see what I can do. So that's why I'm here. And our stream on my side is looking kind of choppy right now, so I'm dealing with it too. Okay, Chris Brady is got a pretty good score actually. 326 with 64 lines. On pace to max out, so let's see if this could be the one. Meanwhile, most of the other players just got started. Brian, pretty strong. 200k at 40 lines. Mo also looking pretty good, 200k. Almost to 50. Chris Brady opting to make a column 9 well. But you take what the game gives you. Ah, he didn't Tetris with it. He's keeping that well, but not really taking advantage of scoring. I guess the game's just not giving him the long bars when he needs it there. Okay, well, between frames, I think he made a Tetris in there somewhere because he just passed 400k and still maintaining his pace. Should be able to hit 500k before transition if he keeps this up. Clockworker with a super clean board. Really good transition score coming for him. 300k at 70 lines. Brady with some junk to clear off. He's got this kind of awkward center well. He's having to put weight on that hole. It's not the sort of position you want to be in because, okay, having a center well and you know, you're kind of dueling back and forth to the left and right, not trying to cover the hole again, and he's having to do that with almost every piece now. Okay, he's finally gotten it opened up. I believe that was a Tetris. I didn't see it because of the frame rate drop, but he's about to transition and it's at about 486k. You can Tetris into it, and he'll be at that 500k point. There it is. Boom, Tetris for Chris. Transition level 19. Boom, Tetris for Chris again. 534k. On pace. If he can get his first max out with this, then this could be the one. Mo also with a great game developing here. 450k, just past 100 lines. So this could be the one for her too. She's got about half an hour to go, so hopefully it'll happen. Okay, so Clockworker, who's already got some max outs under his belt for today, looking for another one. Good pace, 450k at 110 lines here. Oh, Chris Brady with a high build needs to get something burned and just couldn't. Ooh, that hurts. Okay, he's starting to feel the crunch now. About 40 minutes left for him. But yeah, that was the strongest game he's had in a while, so hopefully he can repeat that. Okay, Mosebut transition, clean board, good transition score, well above 500k, and Brian as well just transitioned 550k. So secret match going on here, Mo versus Brian. Oh, but Brian spirals out of control. Oh my gosh! What? Why? Ouch. What can I say, man? Double top out. And just identical boards and scores. It's just like, did someone like throw out an EMP that turned off everybody's controller? Man, tough. I don't like seeing that, man. Okay. Mo and Brian restarting after that simul, I don't know, whatever that was, but that must not have been pleasant for either of them. Meanwhile, Clockworker still working. 600k, level 21, still in position to max out here. Nice clean board. Having to deal with some droughting, but boom, Tetris for Clockworker. Headed towards 700k with this Tetris. 682. Ooh, turn that long bar into a spire. Let's see if you can build around that and get into a more favorable build here. And he does. Boom. Tetris for Clockworker. 720k. Level 24. Got about 4 levels to work with here. So he's in good position. Got a bit of hole. He's burying the holes. So let's see if he opts to burn from the top. He's got some dependencies. Okay, he gets the L's and J's he needs. Goes back down. He's gonna have to take a triple there if the long bar comes. He does. Opts to do the dirty. Row 2 Tetris. 800k now. Level 26. He's gonna have to be efficient to make this work out. See how it plays out. Ooh, that T didn't get placed well. Keeps his well open. If he doesn't get droughted. Doesn't give him the long bar, and yeah, that drought's just gonna... And he skips the rocket. He knew he was ready for it. Some holes and some bad RNG, and yeah, that'll end that run. But you know, he's got a few max outs. He's probably already placed, so he's just improving his position here. He's still got a lot of time. Still got 15 minutes on the clock, so you keep up this momentum, then we'll see good standing for him. And Brian throwing that game away. So yeah, some rocky starts from the other 3 competitors here. Chris being kind of on the edge of running out of time here, so he can get his momentum back. Followed by Mo. I think Brian's got about 40 minutes on his clock left. Sounds like Nevinator's doing well. Oh, Nevinator maxed out again. Sounds like he's got 5. Wish I could watch it. Maybe, well, problem is it's like even if I watched that stream at the same time, it wouldn't really go with the video, so probably wouldn't do anyone any good. I just want to watch it just to watch Nevinator. I think I'm a fan. But yeah, I definitely put Nevinator on that list of new contenders to watch out for. Okay, Chris Brady's starting to get something going on here. He's getting to about 400k. His transition's coming about 15 lines. He's trying to get his board clean. Mo with a decent pace on her game. Boom, Tetris for Mo. Nice clean play field. On pace for another max out, so hopefully this can be the one. Okay, looks like our layout has changed. Mo's now in the upper left. Clockwork's now in the upper right. Chris Brady's in the lower left, and Brian is in the lower right. Looks like our video might be frozen. Hey, Vince. You okay? We're gonna have to,
Hey, I'm here.
restart.
I'm here, Chris. I think this is going to be our solution right here. So, hold on one second.
Okay.
Should be good. Just doing it live, you know? I don't know. This has been a troublemaker.
That suggests bringing Nevinator back in. I'm not sure how hard that is to do. His run's about to finish up.
Okay. We're frozen right now, but it should look somewhat better.
Hey, chat. How much time does Nevinator have on his clock?
Why is it doing that?
Ooh, only 3 minutes.
Okay, let's try and get him in here. Just trying.
Yeah, right now the one with the most clock is Clockworker on our
Okay.
board right now. Everybody else is. Yeah, Mo's upper left. Clockworker will be in the upper right. We're planning to put Nevinator there though if we can get them on time. Chris Brady lower left. Okay, looks like we're gonna go lower right. So instead of Brian, it's gonna be Clockworker. But yeah, that would make it so that no.
Let's see. I'm trying to do something different here. So I'm really. It's been a big problem. I don't know why, but at least the pieces are falling correctly now. You know. So we want Nevinator top right, correct?
Yeah.
Hello. Okay, so we got a nice ad for everyone. Enjoy.
Yeah, Nevinator's only up for another couple minutes, so after that we can switch back to
Yeah,
Clockworker.
Nevinator killing it. 5.
Yeah.
That's gonna put him in fifth or fourth
They
place.
just get ad
Wow.
for Tetris scratchers in the Twitch.
I believe so. I mean,
Yeah. Wow.
Well, thanks for holding it down there, Chris, for a while.
I'm trying. Okay, so Nevinator just transitioned. This he's got 1:42 left on his run, so he's probably gonna run with this. I don't think that's enough time to max out and start a new game though.
Yeah, he's gonna have to max out pretty quickly. With that misdrop, I don't think he's gonna be able to max out. That's gonna, but maybe he cleans it up fast. You gotta account for
Yeah,
like
well-
the 10 seconds too for the rocket. If you want your
Yeah.
score to count, it's part of the deal here.
But yeah, that would put him at 6 if he does. If my information is correct.
No, the information now should be correct.
Okay. Yeah, level 28, he's doing good. Meanwhile, Brian is actually having a really good game now, but he's got a lot of junk in his playfield. He's already improved his standing, so that's his PB for the day. And he's drilling back down. Navigator also having to deal with some garbage. He's gonna keep that center well, I think. No, he's gonna burn it down. Plays it safe.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone for sticking around and dealing with these computer issues here. We're working on it.
So this is gonna be Navigator's last game. He's gonna stick with this. Definitely got the ability to max this out if he wants to, or if the game permitting.
Game permitting, yeah. I mean, this is definitely, yeah, you're right. You gotta get. Uh-oh.
Oh,
He's
okay.
right back.
Wait, what happened?
We went to the future. And now we're in the past. I don't know what's going on. But,
okay. Hopefully he'll stay there. Oh, man. Well, Brian just topped out, but he improves his score to 800,000.
looks like he was having some trouble with his game. I mean, look at that. It's like he's got to, clean it or something. Did you see that?
Yeah, it looks like a bad connection.
I've had that happen sometimes, yeah.
3 away from, I think, maybe 2 and change now for max out. Not too much runway, but it looks like he's 2 more out to do it.
That Tetris helps.
Ooh, he's safe for it. Yeah, if he gets it without burning, then yeah, he'll.
Like he's got 3 burns available.
Oh, he got it.
Oh, there we go.
Tetris
Nice.
Terminator, max out
6
into level 29, and yeah, that's
that takes
gonna
him
be
in,
6.
That takes him into 3rd place.
Top 5, 3rd
Top
place.
3.
Wow.
Yeah. He
Congrats,
beats out,
Terminator. Welcome to the gold bracket.
barely beats out the Jerpadude kicker with
Yeah.
a 990.
Amazing performance from Devinator.
997. Yeah, that takes Jerpy's 981.
Yeah, I was asked yesterday. I think it was just in chat. Like we really thought somebody was asked who they thought the dark horses were. I think they were asking me. I was like watching Tim Wong's stream. I think someone asked me who I thought dark horses were, and I guess this would be one because I hadn't heard of Nevinator before. But man, what a showing!
Yeah,
I'm not sure how familiar the community is with Nevinator, but this is the first I've seen him play, and nice, just great solves, just good efficiency and consistent 600k transitions.
So we got our bottom right player is readjusting his.
Yeah, Brian's trying to get his.
He's with his judge. He wants his last run to count for good. But yeah, look at Nevinator. I mean, oh man, he's so stoked that he got the 6.
Yeah, that's he's wearing the CTWC shirt. That's so cool.
Yeah, he competed last year. I'm not sure where he ended up, but yeah, he was around last year.
Speaking, I don't know. Maybe he just ordered one.
No, he definitely ordered one. Yeah, he had the other one too last year. So I think he's a big fan of the competition, and he's wearing the shirts. Company man. Gotta appreciate that.
Speaking of shirts, can you get me one of this year's ones before the broadcasts?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I love the new design. I'd buy it myself, but it's just I'm.
No, I got you, Mr. Tang. I'll personally buy you a shirt. Just let me know.
Yeah.
What color and size, whatever.
Good job on the shirt, though.
Oh yeah, out the gate, I was not gonna design a shirt, so I was like, yeah, I don't know.
I like. It's got that inverted triangle. Reminds me of the NWC.
That's what I was going for. So I'm glad you picked up on that.
Sweet.
And then it's got the, like the French fry Tetris piece in there,
Nice. So 80s, love it. Might need a poster of that.
We can make some poster designs up. Yeah, I'm every year I make a design, and every year I'm like, oh, this is my favorite one. I can never beat this one, you know.
Yeah, no,
So
this year's a winner for sure.
just, but could you imagine everyone rolling around PRGE wearing the shirt? You know, like our whole staff. You know, that's kind of what I'm like. Oh, why am I designing a shirt this year? You know.
Well, I think if you have a design that you really love, and then there's a period when we had the same logo for a few years, and then you just kind of like change the colors up in some, like like you did that for. It was like rainbow one year, and then it was like gold another year. You could do that with this one too. Have a couple of year runs.
Oh yeah, totally. All right. Who do we want to pull in
had
here
a
now?
really good score going there, and just got really messy really fast. And she's got 10 minutes left.
Oh, let's go, Mo. All right, let's pull in. We should pull John Wong in. I mean, he's
Yeah. Let's well.
Or wait, who do we have? That's
We
like
did have
nearly done.
we did have Clockworker for a while, and I think his run will be. He should have about 30 minutes left now.
John Wong.
But we'll see what happens to Brian, and we'll put Clockworker back in, replacing Brian, and then we could put John Wong in over Nevinator. It's just nice seeing Nevinator celebrate. That's all.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, he's so stoked. So yeah, it's been enjoying watching him, smiling, having a good time. All right, so want to put Clockworker up there.
Well, Brian, I'm not sure how much time. Brian's got a lot of time. Oh, is that third? I can't tell.
Well,
I thought his
some count up, some count down.
Yeah, I think they're still working with the judge. So,
Okay. No, his time's going. I don't know what's going on.
Well, he was at about 10. Well, I don't know. I don't think he was at. Well, it's counting up from 0, but we don't know how much
I think he
has left.
It was like under a minute or under 5 minutes or something like that. But we know the judges are on it. We have one of the best judge staffs in the the Tetris world here. You know.
Of course.
So.
Okay. Well, I was just trying to figure out who. Okay, so we have Mose will be tying up in about 9 minutes, which should be in time to see the end of Clockworker. So we can put John Wong in the place of the very jubilant. Oh my gosh,
He's still
Nevinator just poured something all over his head. That's awesome. At least we got that on stream.
All right, we got John Wong now. Top right. John Wong is a one of our commentators, and he was at PRG in 2019. And he does a lot for the Asian scene, and he's a commentator over there. He'll be on doing Cantonese stream. Commentary and other things, and big member of what is that, the TKO or
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What is that?
HK Retro.
Yeah, HK Retro.
Yeah. And they run like the CTWC Asia events, and I think they even do the one at Gamescom, right?
Right. Yeah. That was part of the Gamescom one, the Norway one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like Gamescom's like the biggest video game convention in the world.
Yeah.
You got to have a CTWC representation there. That's so cool. Love those guys. They've been so cool to us, so cool to work with. I remember the first time I saw the Gamescom footage, and I heard someone emulating my commentary style with a British accent. I can't imitate it, but it was just amazing. I was just like, someone saying Boom Tetris and with an English accent.
All right, I won't ask you to now.
Yeah, it was like me with like Grey Poupon on it or something. This is crazy.
All right, let's see.
See, I'm not exactly sure how much time Brian has left on his clock. I know it wasn't too much, but they're still working through the technical things there. Okay, so Mo with 7 minutes left on the clock. We'll probably have enough time to play this one through, and then maybe one more.
Yeah.
Okay, so chat says that he was given 3 minutes, and
So he's done now.
I guess. I mean, he looks
He looks like yeah, he's just
on the mode for playing. So.
taking the longest selfie.
Oh,
Alright,
dude.
so
Just like,
alright, so we got Samuel and who else? We got Anthony. Let's get some Anthony back in there. Anthony's got a good scoring going. I think Samuel just started, if I remember.
yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Samuel yet.
Yeah, well, we got Chris Brady and Mo ending relatively soon.
Yeah, so we'll put Clockworker back in after Mo's is finished.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Clockworker's on one.
Because his is gonna finish soon.
All right, here's your scratcher ad again if you want to check on it. So everyone go to your local store and get the Tetris scratcher. I mean, we're all masters at this game. We could probably win $1 million, right?
Yeah, but RNG is gonna like totally screw us over.
Do you think there's RNG in the scratcher?
No. Well, if it's not RNG, it's probably something worse.
Crappy
Like,
odds.
you
I
can
don't know.
never, like, you can never win ever.
There's one person that will win, but they won't say they won, you know, or won't remember they won, or will do it wrong, and they just get to keep all the money or something.
Yeah. I never trust anything that's supposedly machine randomized,
Yeah. I mean,
especially in
those,
Tetris.
yeah, those scratchers are just for fun. I mean, I don't know. People, you see some people addicted to them. I don't know. They're fun. If that's fun for you, just do it. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, the odds
I'm just
are
happy
stacked against you.
Tetris-
You know.
I'm just happy Tetris is getting more exposure, I guess, more representation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mo has got a good game going here, 220k, so she's on pace. Setting up a T-spin there. Let's see if she does it. Nails
Nice.
the T-spin.
Oh,
Yeah,
got
it's
this,
gonna cause
Mo.
a bit of digging. Yeah, it's gonna be a restart.
so this is like the 3 minutes 30 seconds.
Probably the last. Yeah, there's no room to. I mean, she could
But-
probably gauge whether or not she likes in those 3 minutes, but it's
Yeah,
gonna
you-
have to be the one soon.
Yeah, you do get that advantage where you kind of like, all right, I played for 30 lines. Do I like this game? Do I want to, reboot right now? You get one or two of those maybe.
Yeah. I think it's nicest when you have maybe about 6 minutes left. Then that way you can kind of you're gonna be at about that 500k level to know whether or not it's your shot.
Right. Yeah.
But if you got 2 minutes left, then things can get bad, and you don't have any time to do anything about it.
Chris Brady with like 50 minutes left. I think he came out the gate real strong there when we were having those.
Yeah, I mean, 989 could have been. I mean, that's like half away from a max.
Yeah.
I didn't see that game myself, so I don't know how it came to be, but man.
Well, we're starting to get to the time where we have like 8 to 10 players going at a time, which is gonna be
Yeah.
be nuts, like nice and calm the first few days here, and then what's gonna go on? I mean, we have 60 more players this year than last year, something like that.
Thank you, Nevinator, for rating us.
Oh, thanks, Nevinator. GG's, third place. Let's go.
Congratulations. Welcome to the CTWC Gold Bracket. John with a lot of restarts there. But sometimes that's what it takes to get your momentum going. Okay, so Mo down to a minute. Playing up there. Not a bad start, but definitely running into some
Yeah, we need a long bar. We
situations
get
early on. There we go. Boom, Tetris for Mo. Another Tetris for Mo. Boom, Tetris for Mo. 3 in a row.
Say it again.
This could be it. Yeah, why not? This is kind of the way you want your last game to go, you know? Just slam 3 Tetrises down, one after another. Yeah, this is good pace. This could be it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the next 10 seconds. We gotta decide. But yeah, I would keep this one. Why not? You know.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like, you know, when the time hits 0, at that point, do you play super safe because you really want to play that game out, or you have to keep up that aggression? Like, that's... I wouldn't know what to do unless I was actually doing it.
Well, I thought, like, I qualified yesterday, Chris, and I found it kind of fun, like, when I knew it was my last game, that I was just going to play the game out as far as I could, no matter what,
Right.
even if it was
So play it safe then, right? Don't, like, go too aggro.
It wasn't necessarily to play it safe. It was more of like, you know, let the game provide the pieces it does, and then play that game. You know.
Oh, right.
So if I'm digging, I'm digging.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it out anyway.
Right.
So I ended up getting like 660 on my last game, but I knew I already had a higher score. But so this is more. It was just more of like fun, where maybe I would have reset because I already knew I had a higher score, but. It became exciting, so I went for went a little crazy on 19, where I went, I was like, oh, I'll just do a center well. Who cares? I have to get all Tetrises in order to beat my score, So it was kind of like a fun moment.
Yeah. No, most pace is good in this one.
Oh yeah, 439 at 106. That's maybe a high 500 transition.
Yeah, if it keeps up. It's got some dependencies starting.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it can... Okay, I gave her what she needed to clear that. Oh, but you put weight on the well.
Yep, we don't want to do that.
Okay, cleared. Queen and boom, Tetris for Mo. 13 lines to transition. Can still hit that 500k. Shouldn't be a problem. Board's clean. Boom, Tetris for Mo. Right at that 500 line. It's gonna be a good transition score.
I think so.
Yeah.
I love that John, John's made his way up in the game here. 709.
Yeah, that's actually a really good pace too.
Yeah, but 709 top score. I mean, that's incredible. I think a year or two back he was a 500 player. So good to see him improve.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so goes into level 19 now. Board's still mostly clean. Got some dependency starting. And some holes forming. Oh man, she covered the hole. It's gonna take some heroic digging here. Got some good pieces there. Oh, needed to lay that flat. She almost did, but that's gonna do that. And Mo ends with a 765. GG's. So many games that were really close to.
Oh yeah, Mo played her heart out. 765.
Yeah, there's so many 700k like potential max out, like on pace for max out, and then just a snag ended it.
Let's hope she makes one of the brackets. I'd love to see her play some more. I mean,
Yeah.
Very consistent, very strong player, for sure.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the the cutoff is. Well, for 64, the cutoff is 700k, but when you want to count the other brackets, I'm not sure what it's going to be like for bronze at this point.
I mean, yeah, 128 players, but we have over 210 people trying to qualify.
So you have to have like almost 100 people under
right,
a certain
yes,
threshold. Oh man, yeah, I can't predict that. Maybe Pumpy could, but I couldn't.
I mean, Chris Bidwell was doing the math the other day. I forget what he was saying, but like, you know, projective math. But you know, that's speculative, you know, based on what the strength of the players and everything. But yeah, now we have Clock Tower top.
Clockworker's back.
Clockworker.
Yeah, Clockworker's back.
Yep.
Gotta update my scoreboard and see how he's been doing. Still says 4. Is that what you're seeing?
Yep.
Okay. Oh man, John had some good pace there, but topped out.
Oh, Sharky says hello. What's up, Sharky?
Hey, Sharky. Yeah, I saw the comment Sharky made about choosing what to do with the line of once you cross that time threshold.
I guess it kind of like depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking to improve your score in that final game, or you already know that your best is done.
I think personally, if I didn't max yet, I would probably I would want to die on 29, just because it feels bad if you don't, right? Like if you hang something and you die because you didn't. You don't want to die knowing you had the potential to max.
Right, so just be like a showman, right, at that point. Like, be like, I can do this type thing, yeah.
But if you make it to 29 and it's just like, okay, I played it out, you'll take the Tetrises as you come, as the opportunities. Like, playing conservative in that sense, like, if the right chance for Tetris happens, you'll take it. But, yeah, if it never does, but you still stay alive, then you'll say, well, the game didn't give me good pieces, and you won't feel so bad. Or maybe you'll feel bad, but it'll be in a different way, depending on how you want to feel. I'm not really sure what's better. Like, you know, did the game screw me or did I screw me? I'm not sure what's worse.
I come from the school of thought of it. It's always, you know, you can't blame the game. You gotta blame yourself. I mean, there's
I mean, when it comes down to it, what Jonas taught us, you know, back when he was so dominant, was he was good enough to roll with whatever came, like hell or high water, right?
Right.
And open the door to, well, maybe it's not all RNG. Maybe you have to perform whatever it gives you, and that's our mindset now.
No, I agree with that. I mean, there's a lot of people blame RNG. You know, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I still do when I play. Definitely,
sure.
Like, if I'm like, come on, where's the long bar? It's just, you know, I've seen people get murdered by droughts today. So the most amazing thing I've seen in the tournament so far was I saw Nest Tetris literally try to murder Nenu with S's and Z's. Like, straight up murder. Like, it's SZ, SZ, SZ. And he just neatly stacks them on top of each other, double spire, and then somehow he solves it all and they're just gone like nothing. And I'm like, I saw Nenu, like, just completely, like, shame Nest Tetris's attempts to murder him. It was spectacular. It was glorious. Should be clipped.
Well, I think that's part of it, where you have to, like, you know, prepare for this murder sequence, right? As you're calling it.
Yeah.
Where when you play really high and you need a certain piece here and there, and you don't get it, you top out. That's your fault. You know, it's not the game's fault. You know?
Yeah, and
you should have played safer.
Another lesson that Jonas taught us was you want your playfield to be able to accommodate every piece, and he was really good at builds that did that. Chris Brady with a good transition here. This could be the one. Let's see. Oh, just a mischief there. Boom, Tetris for Chris. He definitely worked around that mischief there and effectively cleans up.
Yeah, this is a good run for
Bit of center well going on.
Chris Brady. He's got to get the pieces.
He's holding off that long bar,
Man,
and he can't. It's gonna be hard to burn down.
I missed a quick tap or didn't try it.
Gosh, what a heartbreaker! That one was going so well, and then it just spiraled.
Yeah, you could see.
And
his,
he's got
his
about
frustration.
time for one more game, and he's right on that painful 3-minute threshold where it's just like he might be around transition when time runs out, and yeah, you'll have to make that choice that we talked about.
Yeah, is this it or is this not it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So recap on the names. We got Clockworker in the upper left, John Wong in the upper right, Chris Brady in the lower left, and is that it's in the Anthony O in the lower right? Yeah.
yeah. Not sure why those player things aren't working for me right now, but at least we get to see good Tetris instead. I mean,
So yeah, Chris Brady coming up on time here. He's really holding out for those long bars, and a lot of his quick top outs happen because I think
I like this though. He's playing risky out the gate.
yeah,
to
yeah,
see
he
what
is playing
happens, you know?
super aggressive, and he's
that-
taking those Tetrises where they come, which I
Like
think is the correct decision.
Like if it doesn't work out right away, we gotta restart. You know.
Yeah.
We got.
Yeah, for this particular game.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's playing aggressive out the gate, and then seeing what happens. So, I mean, I don't know. I might restart this one if I was him, but he's got 2 minutes to figure it out. 'Cause,
And
yeah,
Anthony's a very similar situation. He's got a little bit more time, but still no max, and having that I-900, it's like kind of fighting for silver there, but you want to get that max and just to even have that chance,
Yeah,
even for silver.
yeah. Over the next couple days,
Okay.
we're gonna maybe see. Oh, so Brady decides to top out. Nice. Good
Yeah.
call.
So this is probably gonna be his last game.
Pace was bad. He knew it and made the right decision. But yeah, over the next couple days, when that one max out with the kicker drops down to the silver bracket, that might be the moment where where we, the tournament has changed. Like a max out player
Yeah.
playing in silver.
Yeah, you have to be a consistent max out player to make gold.
You need two, yeah, and two in 2 hours.
Yep. And that's I saw Corey on train. It was like he's going for I'm gonna get consecutive max outs. Like that's he's holding himself to that higher standard, and I think he got like 6 in the time I watched him. And I mean,
Oh my
so
God.
it's like the mock, right? Like 2 hours, and he
Right.
got 6. So people are simulating what they need to do here and succeeding. So yeah, people are going to be ready for it. People are already raising the bar before it's raised. They know what
Yeah.
might be
They're going for
required.
it.
They're not just going to settle for being good enough and just being able to max at all. And that's a smart way to do it. And Corian even raising the bar further by pushing down. Now, what's funny is, maybe he'll be in a real match and he'll push down and maybe he'll win by a few points and then I'll get to say, see?
See? you mean James Chen?
No,
Was
the
that
joke
James-
was Harry.
Oh
The joke
yeah,
with
yeah,
Harry
it's
was-
Harry, yeah.
Harry's not around this year, so it's like, yeah, I'll have to say it. Because I was like, push down points might matter someday.
Yeah.
In some cases, like, we do have qualifier scores that are close enough to each other to say that this changed the seeding. And then later on, once we determine our matchups, that might also, there's like, oh man, I had to, go against Dog or Joseph because I didn't push down or something like that, right?
Well, Harry's saying, there might be still a chance Harry competes. We don't know yet.
I don't know, what's been developing behind the scenes or whatever, but that was just the word I heard on the street. I could be wrong. I'm not the best informed. I wish I were, but
No, I had to talk with him today, and we'll see what happens.
yeah. So I mean, if it does happen, and the what do you call the push down points matter, I'll have to say that. And Harry says C. I won't say C. I'll say Harry says C.
Harry is signed up, but he doesn't have a time.
Oh, okay.
And he's
Whoa.
like deciding.
Is that juicy info?
This is juicy info right now. He doesn't
Juicy
know.
info from Vince. You heard it here first.
He doesn't know if he wants to
Hot
play or
off
not.
the presses.
But he is signed up to play. So,
Nice.
but he may not play. That's kind of what's going on.
All right.
But
There's so you know that famous saying. So you say there's still a chance.
there's still a chance. And you know what? I talked to him and I told him he wants to play. I don't know. I'll like leave him to whatever he wants to do. But I told him, you're the only person that's ever qualified for all 11 events, or we'll be the only one that maybe has qualified for all 12 events. You're the rock bottom remainder here.
Yeah.
So I was like, you got.
No, I mean,
you gotta jump
every
in
time
there.
like
It's
every
your
time I
life.
hear a name that I know that's a good player that's like a contender, and I hear they're not playing it, it's like kind of
Right.
hurts. It's just like I want to see them play. I want to see them succeed, and win or lose, like there's still
Right.
something like being able to shine on the stage and just
Yeah, that's what I was telling Harry. He's like, you got to jump in there. People want to see you compete and play, and people are rooting for you.
yeah. I heard that Alan Q and Dan QZ aren't playing, so those are two other top players that just, the game or the tournament's just not gonna be the same without them.
Yeah. You call those guys veterans at this point.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
And what I enjoyed about them was that they were, young up and coming players that became veterans.
Mm-hmm.
You like to see that. And, all of our veterans were kind of like that in a way. You just have to be around you have to be around as long as Vince and I have been to be able to see that, right?
Well, Chris, there's only like I don't know. I do the calculations every once in a while. But I think there's only there's less than 10 people left that have been there every year. Me and you were one of them, and then Robin's one of them, Adam's one of them, Harry, Buko, Quaid.
Yeah, Buko's Quaid.
And the Quaid crew. A lot of the Quaid crew has been there every year. For a while there was Jonas's mom and Jonas himself, and
yeah, that's the one that hurts the most.
definitely.
Right.
But I think there's a couple others. Maybe it's a short list for sure that's been there since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Forgetting somebody. I forget who I'm forgetting. Alex Kerr has been there every year.
Yeah.
Trey just missed. He missed 1 year. Trey missed 1 year. So and Ben Mullen missed 1 year.
It didn't feel like Trey missed 1 year for some reason. I don't know why, but
No, Trey wasn't there in 2011 at all. So
oh, that was like the USC venue, the EA year.
right, yeah.
Yeah, and Ben says he missed one in 2015. Didn't feel too much like it, but I guess, yeah.
There's a few of us left. They've been there every year. Maybe.
So I'll reveal something. I actually didn't think I was gonna stick with this thing for a while. I was like, I didn't think I was actually any good at commentating Tetris. I think around like 2014, I'm like, why am I still doing this? Why do people actually like my work? Because I actually didn't believe it, and then Adam said I was fine, and I was like, I don't know. Like it's like I can't quantify it, right? If you don't have something to judge your work against, or I don't know, there's just no measuring stick for it. So I didn't know whether I was good enough to continue doing it. So I was like, I'm not sure when I'm gonna stop doing this. But you know what changed all that? This is really funny. Was the time that Boom Tetris for Jeff happened? Because then that made me really like self-conscious. I'm like, people are making fun of me now. I think.
Well, that's
like,
what
I'm
you
gonna
think,
go
right?
cry.
That's what
Right.
you think. Yeah.
And then the thing that really made me appreciate the opportunity and show that what I was doing was actually helping the community and not something to be ashamed of. I went to San Diego Comic-Con and I was put on a panel for esports, and I was talking, with other, actually famous, at the time I felt actually famous esports people, people from the ESA and stuff, people that ran big global events and things like that. And I talked, and people thought what I said was really interesting. But the best thing was at the end of the panel, there's this family that came up to me, and they said, "We've never seen you before. We know your voice. Our son keeps watching this video on YouTube, Boom Tetris for Jeff, over and over and over again. He watches it all day long, just over and over again. And we really want to get our picture with you. Our family wants to get a picture with you." And I was like, oh my God. It's like they didn't even know who I was, but they knew me from my voice. And that was like the moment I was like, okay, maybe my commentary, actually kind of matters. Maybe it helped. Maybe. And then later on, the video went viral and it got like, millions of views. It got like 10 million views by the time I realized it. And I was like, okay, I think I need to take this more seriously and really treasure this. And now I believe it's like the best thing that's happened in my life. And I'm so proud that I'm a part of this community.
Oh my God, Chris, that's so wonderful and sweet. I mean, yeah, I've always thought you've been a great commentator, and love having you around year after year. You're the one with the knowledge, with all the know-how. You know exactly what's happened. You know the history. All the
Brady
players.
topped out with just to recap. Brady just topped out his last game with a 694. So good showing, but he's gonna have to keep that 989, which is a high non-max out, but good showing from one of our favorite veterans, Chris Brady.
Yeah, that's a great score, and he was doing the exact thing you were talking about earlier, where the player was just playing even though he knew that it was not going to beat his score. He had like a mid 600, level 27, and he just played it out, and because it was the last game, so it's kind of you kind of get to see how the player digs at that point or something like that.
Yeah. I think he's going to be happy with how he went out at least. So that was not a short game that he played at the end.
No. I think his first game was the one where he got the 989. So
yeah.
Then going 2 hours and not getting the max out, I'm sure a little disappointment there for Chris. But yeah, we love
we
Chris.
hope that 989 is good enough for the silver or bronze at least. Probably good enough for bronze, I would say.
Yeah.
Unless it does come down to having to max out with a high kicker for bronze.
Yeah, we'll see you over the next few days. Who do we got? We got. See, it still says Mo's qualifying, but that's over. I think this is the end of the night for us. Look.
Nice.
See.
It went faster than I thought.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry. I mean, with all the.
And I'll admit to you now, I haven't slept in, what will be 2 days.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah, it's a long story. I actually intended to sleep.
Chris, Chris, you gotta sleep.
Well, I was watching the streams, and I mean, it's like round the clock, right? All practically.
Yeah, there's like a couple hour breaks here and there.
There's this terrible online game I played, and it had a bug in it that allowed. Well, it wasn't a bug. Actually, it wasn't a bug. They updated the game, and they made something that was supposed to be account bound, character bound, so I could earn money in the game that has a real cash equivalent on every one of my characters.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, yeah, they don't usually do that. Usually everything is account bound. But I have 5 fully geared characters, So I did it as fast as I could, and then while I was grinding it, they announced, we're gonna fix this thing and take it away from you. I'm like, oh crap. But then they didn't. Like they messed up and they made the game like buggier, and they broke a bunch of crap while they were trying to fix it. And then this morning they announced that, hey guys, we're just gonna take that promo out, and we're gonna take they basically broke all their toys, and we're gonna take them away from us. So I'm like, oh crap. So they didn't say when they were gonna take it away, so I had to grind everything until I earned everything I could, and that kept me up. But I was watching, the Tetris streams at the same time, so it was productive.
Oh, good. So did you do well in the?
I got there's just like a couple of tasks left that are time gated that I can't finish unless I'm on it 24/7.
Oh god.
And if I could still do it, I mean it's only worth like real world maybe $5 or so. So but I got I don't know, maybe $20 worth of in-game money. Maybe 5 that I wasn't supposed to get. So I don't know.
You have to spend it in the game.
Yeah, it's like you buy I don't know, you buy loot box crap with it and stuff. And, I don't know if anyone can just guess which game it is, but it's very me. Actually, here's a hint: it's the first game I ever pimped when I became an esports champion. It's the first game series that I ever pimped when I was an esports champion.
Oh, no.
But that happened in 1989, so that really narrows it down, doesn't it?
Super Mario Brothers 1.
No, wait. Did they have a MMO with multiple characters in Super Mario Brothers? That'd be kind of cool.
That was just my guess.
Yeah. Okay, so Clockworker is at 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. He's got kind of a crazy build going on now, and I don't know. The score's kind of online. He'll have to see if he's going to play this one out. He could transition, just barely 500k with that. No, it didn't. I don't even think that was Tetris.
Yeah, maybe transition here and see, just go.
He'll play out
throttle.
A minute and a half and see how it plays. And over on Anthony Ho's side, this could be his last game. He just started it.
It's not a bad game, yeah, out the gate. We saw John. He's got the 9999 score shirt on, so he's got.
Yeah, Chris Bidwell got it. Wow, what a Chad. Thanks, Chris. he might have gotten my old news article where it says I did where I actually pimp a Sega game. Okay, so I won the Hawaii State Nintendo Championships, and they asked me what my favorite game was. So then I had to say my favorite game is Phantasy Star, but it's not a Nintendo game yet. It's on the Sega system. And then the news people had to explain what a Sega was. I thought that was hilarious. Oh.
So what's your explanation of what a Sega is? To the news reporter.
It's a different. In the actual article, the news reporter says, but not all games are Nintendo. Some are Sega.
Yeah.
And at that time, Sonic hadn't been invented yet, so nobody knew really what a Sega was. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Thinking of that time where it's just Nintendo didn't have enough competition, wasn't well known enough to be a thing.
I do remember my mom and my aunt and things like that calling, even a PlayStation, oh, you guys playing Nintendo, it was just in their brain, that's what it was called,
yeah, Kleenex or Xerox.
Yeah, it was just whatever, that's the company name.
I'll order a Coke, not a cola.
Right,
I'll play a Nintendo, not a video game.
Yeah, but if you order a Coke, they might still give you a Pepsi,
Yeah, the closest thing is that's not a Coke.
Whatever, he wants Pepsi.
That's not a Nintendo.
Alright, well, we got Clockworker here going for his maybe another max, bringing it up to 5. Yep. That would be great.
He's on pace.
That would bring him up to 5th place.
Ooh, we gave him some good pieces for that. Nice.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Ooh.
That might have taken him out
He
of it.
solves that. Burns a triple. He's 2.5
Oh.
away.
He knows. He knows that he can't burn anything. He has got. Yeah, he's
You
at
get
20,
a nice kicker.
29 lines now.
He's not low enough to center well. Ooh. And he's gonna get. Oh, he gets one and not enough for post, and that's not gonna improve. Oh, actually, it does improve his kicker.
Improves his kicker, yeah, 30,000. 30,000.
But since he's got 4, you know, like let's see who else has 4 on the board now.
Puts him. Yeah, we got E flat with 999,800.
4 is brutal because everybody capable of getting 4 is gonna have a really kick-ass kicker.
Right.
Like, look at all. Okay. The 4 max kickers are 999,800, which probably will never be beaten by E flat, right? And then the others are 990, 975, 958, 950. So anybody with like 3 or 4 kickers, maybe even anything higher than that, right?
Right.
Has been slamming their max outs like to the point where your kicker's gonna be on the edge of death anyway.
Well, look at the majority of the kickers on the list we have on the right here. Most of them are, one aways, Well, I know Hydrant Dude had 2 of those, had a high 990 and lost, topped out.
Yeah, so I'd like to say that having a high kicker will save you, but it's like, well, everybody else with that many max outs is going to have a high kicker.
Yeah, like, did they get that one last piece or not,
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like
And of course, if you can max it out, you're going to max it out. So there's no point in not maxing it out unless you're just trying to flex or something.
Right.
It's like you've got 12 and no kicker or something. It's like, oh, I'll get a 999.
I think, alright, so Clockworker's done. He's just screwing around here.
Yeah. After hours stream.
He's playing some 935, I guess.
Anthony's still going. And he below 500k, so he's gonna have to work if he wants to max out.
Yeah, this is like nearly perfect. Like 500,000, post. That's pretty crazy.
Boom, Tetris for Anthony.
Sorry.
And he's getting it done. John's got 40 minutes left on his clock, so he's got some time, but still struggling in that 700k range.
Oh, I missed the flip. Oh no, John.
Anthony burned a little bit. I think it's kind of like right on the line. Depends how it plays out now. He's gonna have to be aggressive though, and he has been. He's been playing out okay. Nice and clean, minimal burning. Gonna have to take a triple there. Make that.
Did you
Interesting
meet John?
choice.
Did you meet John when we were in
I believe so. Yeah. I think I met the whole HEA retro contingent. Oh man. Okay.
GG's, Anthony.
Anthony kind of spiraled out of control. He had kept it clean for a while, but yeah, just
I mean, 976.
yeah, that was like another.
That's something to be
700K.
proud of. Consistent, yeah. He was consistent, 700 plus.
Yeah, that's a lot of players are kind of that tier where they have capability of maxing, and then whatever RNG comes, causes them to not be able to just reach that potential. Like if it gave them the right pieces, they might have survived sort of situation. I think that kind of speaks to having that versatility to be able to deal with whatever they give you becomes more of a factor.
Right.
So yeah, more.
So you gotta know the burns. You gotta know
Yeah.
how to stay alive just to get the extra 100,000 or whatever. Whatever the game's providing you to the kill screen for players like you and me, not the rollers now. They can continue onward, but not me and you.
Well, I don't know if I mentioned this to you yet though, but yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, you
that
said
I hyper tap and roll, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you started to learn to roll. That's what you said.
Yeah. So once I start having time to play the game, what's fun is like I built that Hudson shooting watch
Right.
hooked up to a D-pad, so I could just practice movement, like doing that part of the equation, the physical part of it. So when I actually play the game, then movement won't even be a limitation. So that's kind of like my psychological strategy to think that, like, maybe I can use that as a tool. So that'll help motivate me. But it's something I still need time for either way.
It's like you're growing up, Chris Tang, right in front of us with your Fisher Price toys.
I want to grow. Oh yeah, so I got something in the mail today.
Uh-huh.
It's my successor to the Fisher Price, and it's also made by Fisher Price. So one way or another, the what do you call our kickoff party? I think we're gonna have a rematch, right? Steve DeLuca and myself. So.
That's the idea, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
he's got his
too.
new Shredder coming out.
Yep, Shredder versus Fisher Price Part 2.
Yeah, if you're down, I mean.
Yep. No, I got it. I wasn't expecting to get it in the mail today, but as soon as I heard, I ordered the parts, and it was supposed to come on Saturday, but it came today, and I already took it apart, and I could either go for it works or it works and it's impressive, and I'm not sure like how to what level I'm gonna take it. So yeah, I guess I'll have to mull over that, but yeah, I'll have something. My default was I was just gonna use the old Fisher Price, but I'll have a new Fisher Price.
All right, well.
Is that crazy? It's like, yeah.
Spoiler alert,
I didn't even know he was gonna have another shredder, and I didn't know I had any options for Fisher Price, but I do.
Chris Tang, you can do whatever you want, You're Chris Tang.
Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Uh-oh, sorry.
It's got a good build going on here. Decent score. I like his shirt. It's like the max out shirt.
Yeah, those are ones that I think they were giving out in Thailand, maybe, or Singapore, when they had the event over there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For I didn't even talk about this much. Was it? Yeah, Singapore had that Boom Tetris for me shirt, I think. Yeah. It was from that university. I think it's in Singapore.
Yeah.
It has some weird name, like James something University. So for the latest Tetris Effect commercial, I wore that shirt.
Oh, nice.
It says boom. And I was afraid they might censor it, but they said it was okay. And I actually made a special controller for that commercial too. It's a Nest pad that like lights up and it flashes and sparkles and has like the Tetris Effect art on it. So that was kind of cool. I was like, their requirements were to, make something that's make something that's unique, or no, it was like use a controller that I think they tried to imply that it represents like you or what you believe, or I don't know. Anyway, if it was going to be something like that, it would have to be custom, right? It wouldn't just be. I think they meant, like pull one out of your drawer that most fits you. But what I wanted to do was like actually make something that was closer. So I got like one of those, basically got one of those NES controllers that work on PC, and I installed a bunch of LEDs in it, and I put a timing circuit in there. And then I added buttons to it, so you can push a button and it'll change like the lighting pattern and stuff. So it's a little more complicated than it need to be, but it was a fun project.
Chris, you're always doing these fun projects. I saw Sean Fontenot the other day, and he showed me the mobile top loader you made.
NES?
Yeah,
The portable NES with like that uses real hardware. Yeah, so the proof of concept version of that was the one I brought to some of the events. I brought it to like
I saw it at retro gaming, whatever,
Retro City or whatever.
Yeah, Retro City, yeah.
Yeah. And when he told me what he wanted, and I was like, yeah, or he had seen that. He had seen what I'd built. So I made a newer version of that. It's basically you flip over an AV Famicom or top loader NES, and then make some modifications to it, build a speaker into it, and then put a screen on it. But then you make everything work with all the circuitry that's already in Nintendo, and you make it run on a rechargeable battery that lasts for like 8 hours. But it's all original hardware, so none of this NES on a chip crap that sounds wrong, the wrong timings. It's actual real NES hardware. You could take it to a CTWC and compete with it because it's a legit Famicom or NES, and the screen has no lag, and you can use a real controller. But also, the controller that's built into it, you could pop it off and then play it remotely, so it's wired. So you could play it like a handheld with a controller built onto the system, or you could detach it, undock it. So it's like really the coolest portable Nintendo I think I could think of. I mean, it's not the smallest, but it uses a real board, and you use a real controller, and it's all like in one piece. I made like the screen kind of like pivot and stuff. So yeah, Sean has one of those, and I built one for myself. So
I was wondering, like, that screen you use, the tinier screen, you know, like, is that a CRT? I mean, is that like low latency little screen?
Yeah, I actually measured it. I used like a 120 frames per second camera, and I measured it against my actual real CRT, which is actually faster than a Trinitron CRT. I actually have this really, really good end era HDTV tube that was beating my tube PVM Trinitron, and it was exactly like the half scan line frame behind that the Trinitron would have been. So it matches the PVM Trinitron, but it's like 1/2 frame behind my really nice tube. So yeah, the thing is, the native resolution on that LCD is 320 by 240. So it's really, really good. I have like I went into like virtual dub, and I have frames showing the LCD and the tube like within the scan line change of each other. So
oh my god,
if it's within half a frame, I consider that to be no lag.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, it's not I mean, I wouldn't call it like, if it were on the exact of my tube, like it is 1/2 frame behind, but I mean, it depends if you consider that to be good enough or not. In that particular case, I do, but I mean, I have pretty high standards, so if it was real lag, I would definitely not accept it, because I would not think that would be good enough for NES Tetris for sure. But yeah, I did run it through its paces and make sure that it wasn't as crappy as an LCD that you'd expect, because believe me, I've done that, and I was like the first. I think I'm one of the first people to like even just when tube TVs were starting to experience lag at around 2003 or 2004, they were selling tube TVs that had lag, and I bought one, and it freaking sucked, and I had to return it to Fry's. I had to lug it back. So, I got obsessed with testing lag before people were really doing it.
That's
And
great.
yeah, this was like 2003, 2004, and I would take my PC Engine LT with Final Lap Twin loaded, which would like have like hundredths of a second when it was running. So at the very least, it was running at 60 hertz that I could compare, and I would take digital camera pictures of the screens at the store before I buy the TV. And it took me like half a year to find the TV that I have now that doesn't that's actually really perfect and faster than my Trinitron PPM.
Oh wow! So you actually found like an LCD that has like very low latency and everything like that?
Yeah, it's good. The main thing that would make it work better than a standard CRT is its native resolution like matches what it needs. So there's no upscaling, there's no processing. It goes straight.
Wow. Similar, yeah. There was a couple years back where we were thinking of maybe switching to all retro USB AVS systems and flat screens.
Yeah, you'd have to make sure that
even possible.
Yeah, it's really hard to find. Okay, so the screen that I used is 4:3, and like the pixel pitch is like the same. So it's tiny. It's like it's a 3.5-inch screen, but it's 320 by 240. But that's why it doesn't have a scaler. It's really hard to find something that's actually big that doesn't have a scaler that works that way.
Huh.
But yeah,
it's all in the scaler, you think, then? For the lag?
Mostly.
Or part
The
of it, yeah.
panel has to be good too. If the panel sucks and has latency, then yeah, you're screwed. But the only way to really tell for sure, because you can have a fast panel and bad circuitry or a bad scaler, and that'll introduce lag.
Well, there was one that
But yeah,
we found
CRT is always the way to go for sure. Like,
yeah.
if I had a choice, I'd go CRT all the way. But with the tests I did with my 120 frames per second video footage of the tube TV and the LCD, run it through Virtual Tub, and then frame by frame compare like where the spread shot on the screen is in Contra. Like, that's my test. Like, I can see visually.
It's always Contra.
Exactly how many. Yeah, Contra, because I'm so familiar with it.
That's
I've been
incredible.
doing these tests like since the early 2000s. So.
It's always been Contra. That's funny.
Well, I don't know. It's whatever I can tell, like where the frame update is. So, what the spread gun is good because the spread gun alternates scan lines between one frame and another. So, like the shots will be in one place on one frame, and on the next frame, and they're going to be in a completely different place because it flickers them because it can only handle so many objects on the screen. So it's a good test to see. This frame was definitely, this frame, and this frame was definitely the next frame.
Gotcha.
So John's got 25 minutes or so left.
Yeah, this is our
Still
last.
been hanging around 700K.
This
This
is
is
our last competitor
John Wong.
tonight, it seems. Wait. Maybe. It says we got Matt S on the schedule, but I don't know. I heard something about him changing. But then, yeah, tomorrow we got Kathleen, SQR, Dan V, Toogie, The King. I think Keith's showing up. Got a lot of good players tomorrow. Coming up in the morning, So you're not going to sleep anymore. You've given up on sleeping. And
Yeah, I'm actually not. I had to call my dad and tell him, I don't know when I'm going to wake up next, so I'm going to call you to check in now because I might be sleeping for 2 days.
Well, you have a lot of your family around you, don't you?
Not currently, but what's funny is the last time I really hung out with them was at CTWC.
Oh, wow.
Because I have other family up there too. like their grandchild and stuff is up there.
Okay.
So they stay with my brother, and then they come to the tournament and hang out and stuff. You know, what I really love is when like my parents and Joseph Saley's parents hang out. Like that's like the coolest thing, because they're just like, I think they see my parents saw the same thing that in me that their parents see in Joseph, because we kind of follow that path.
Okay.
So I just think it's really cute when they hang out at the CTWC after party. That's one thing that we don't have, you know, with the online stuff, is that, you know, the pizza party afterwards. Like, I really miss that.
Right. Which, yeah, hopefully we're back next year in some kind of, you know, maybe hybrid form of online, offline. Who knows
Yeah.
right now, you know? But,
Yeah, I was thinking. I mean, I haven't talked with you guys about it at all, but just having like a hybrid tournament where some people can qualify online and maybe make their way. Maybe some part of it gets paid, and then if they can pay the rest, then, you know, they've got their seed to whatever the bracket is.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
For
that's
the
a
live
good idea.
event, and then you can earn that spot in that bracket by showing up in person too. But then those branches are independently earned, but then you do end up in the same tournament.
Yeah, so some kind of like wrestling, or, you know, like Olympic tryouts type thing, where, you know, you win this event that you're in or something like that. Is that what you're thinking?
No, that's like you do the online CTWC like we are right now,
Right.
but then that gets you like the spot in the final like live in-person tournament, plus X amount of travel expenses, because you don't know where they're going to come from, so you can comp them for X amount, right?
Sure.
And then they can go to the real actual tournament. So even if they're from like a faraway place, if their travel comp is enough for them to attend the in-person, then they will make, you know, you get, maybe you have a top 8, right? And you get 4 from the online and the final 4 from the in-person.
You would
permitting.
think that would be the event, the top 8 just only?
No. You have the live action in-person top
Qualifying
64 or whatever, right? But you had an online tournament to determine maybe the top 4, you know, price, because it's budget permitting, right? You have to limit it somewhere.
Sure.
But then those 4 from the online tournament definitely get their travel and those 4 spots. I don't know how many spots that they can be, because, like I said, it's budget permitting, right?
I'm sure.
And then they become almost like final bosses for the in-person tournament. And if you don't make the top 4, or whatever the cutoff is for the online tournament, you can always show up yourself to the live in-person one and make top whatever 8 or 16 or whatever that cutoff is. But of course, time permitting being there, you can only have so many stations, and you can only have so many brackets to be done in person, because that was actually a limitation of the venue. So it's something that has to be planned very well if it's to be pulled off.
Absolutely. I mean, look at this tournament. I mean,
Yeah.
a week of qualifying that's like impossible in person, you know?
Yeah, and actually,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard no matter what. Even if you had the online component tied into the live action one, like, it's almost like really too hard, because you could never send enough people, right, from online to the live event. And we're getting to the point where you could almost never have enough spots in a bracket. They have these crazy fighting game tournaments, right, where like 2,000 people show up. And then they're there for like a week, and their matches are like 5 to 8 minutes. So
For like Street Fighter or something like that. Yeah. How would that work? I mean, maybe we can talk about it later, but like 2,000 people show up and everyone plays everyone, or is there like pools, or what's the situation?
Yeah, I mean, you do it in pools, and you do like how we kind of do it with the gold bracket days, except there'd be as many as you can get through at the same time. I mean, I
Uh,
don't think we're gonna have as much demand as say like, the Evo in Las Vegas, which has 2,000 people wanting to play like 8 different games, but they've
mm,
got way more staff and way more budget and just more infrastructure. But they also don't have some of the same needs. Like we need CRT TVs and Nest systems and things like that. So.
What's that? Yeah.
Yeah, having a system where the reason why I think it's a good idea to have a combination of online and in person, or at least feed the top champions of the online into the in person,
Mm-hmm.
is that you get to answer the question every year: who's the best Tetris player in the world? And you get to answer that without saying like, oh well, if this person,
Yeah. Why isn't this
could have
person
entered
here?
online,
Whatever. Yeah.
couldn't show up in person. But if they entered online and then won the trip, then that's a path. It's kind of like the NWC, right? Like it's like you go to your regional or whatever, but online becomes a regional in places where there isn't the regional. And our online regionals probably can't afford to send, if they're in like a really far away place. I don't think that a trip to Portland is in their budget. Otherwise, we would have done it already. And we've done it a few times for a couple of them, but not like on the scale of the online, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
there's too many
Well,
online
there's been online competitions where you've won, say, $1,000, or you've won $5,000, and that's supposed to go towards your trip to get to Portland. And then you get free entry and free rental station when you get there. There hasn't been anything other than that. So.
Yeah.
But those are budgets of different the expos and things like that. So.
But yeah, depending on, I guess, what's possible next year. I mean, we don't even know like a lot of the travel restrictions, and there's going to be like possibly like some kind of like vaccine mandate requirements and things like that. We don't know what Portland's going to do.
Yeah, who knows?
So
Yeah.
that also complicates things a bit. But I've seen events happen. We've had like regionals, right, for the online. Like you could win a entry for this by winning an in-person event, which is kind of interesting. So it kind of goes the other way, right?
Right. Yeah. Totally. That's like kind of how I think like skateboarding or NASCAR or golf does it. You get invited based on winning a championship in a different smaller thing, or even tennis. So you won that championship, so you're invited to the main thing. But you still have to qualify when you get there, or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. It
For
depends on
seeding,
how. The thing is that it's like super strict. Well, the thing is, you don't want like the people who participate in one thing to. You don't want. Okay, so you have the best Tetris players in the world online, right? We know they're final bosses. We know they're gonna like tear almost everybody in the in-person one a new one. Like,
Right.
Who wants to get matched up against one of those when you paid your money to travel to Portland to I guess play against other people who had that same limitation of having to pay for themselves to travel to Portland, when these people like would win online and they're super strong already, and then you get knocked off and didn't even have a chance to make the bracket. That's what I don't want to see happen, right?
Right. I mean, for me, I really enjoyed, I've always enjoyed the part of Portland and CTWC there being like everyone coming together, hanging out, doing their best, maybe missing the spot, but you're still there and hanging out, and you're still amongst friends,
Yeah.
Right. So you're still there to have a good time, and you did your best. Like here, qualifying online is just like, all right, I qualified online and I tried for my 2 hours, and
Yeah. I mean, we still get to find out who the best Tetris player in the world is, but it is really cool having. I mean, I think really the thing that sets us apart from other esports is how positive and I guess just our community. And if it didn't develop the way that it did, and we didn't have our live events the way that we did, I think it would have been different. It wouldn't be the same as it is now. It might not have even gotten to the point where we would be on ESPN because it wouldn't have had that presentation. It wouldn't have had that production value.
No, I agree with you. No.
John Wong down to 15 minutes. I think he's looking at the timer.
Yeah, John, come on.
Yeah, this is
He's got the max out. He's got the max out shirt on. I want to see him max out.
break that. Yeah, 700,000 point ceiling.
I don't know what John's PB is. I'm sad that the things aren't working. I mean, I guess we could try and bring him back. But I don't know. Oh, sorry.
Oops.
Sorry, everybody. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna find out John's PB. What's that?
Oh, someone tried to look up his PB in the chat and he wasn't there.
So Chris, what have you been working on? What's going on? How's the
Game development?
your game going?
Still, Strike Blazinger is like the primary, I guess, bigger title that I'm mainly making, but there might be another one out before it just because it'd be nice to ship something sooner. So we're still trying to iron that out, and even that will probably take a bit of time. But yeah, I just really want to make games, and it's hard because there's just not enough time and not enough resources, and it's just a tough thing to do. But I mean, I've been working in the video game industry all my life. It's just that when I realized that I really need to not be working for a company and I need to make the games that I want to make with people that, you know, want to make those kinds of games with me, you don't want to settle for less. So
you want to do the best.
Doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the small team that I have and just doing that is, I can't imagine it being any different. And even though it's difficult, when we finally do, you know, have our game come out, it's gonna be amazing. So just keeping at it, and I guess probably this time next year I'll have either something to show or something to sell. So look forward to it.
I mean, yeah, last time I played the game, it was incredible.
Yeah, no, I mean the game in that state was fine, but finishing it and getting all the systems polished, and like I'm redoing a lot of the code, and between that time, like, you know, game engines have actually been revised. Like I have to port it to a newer version. It's like there's all this overhead work that's not really like I'm a game designer as my my primary discipline. But I'm doing a lot of things that are like programming and systems things and things that are not the things that I'm specialized for, but I have to do them anyway if I want to be, you know, independent and know how to do these things, so the company can function as a small indie company. So I do these things that I might not necessarily be my specialty. I might not be the best at it, but I got to do them anyway. So that's why it's so slow. Daikatana phase, I don't know. No, the thing is, we got something fun and playable, and we took it to gaming shows, and people loved it, and people, you know, we already have all the media press we need. We already have a built-in audience that we know are going to buy the game. So it's not like we're hyping it up to be something more than it is. It's that we're so committed to making the game good that we're not taking people's money until we're almost out. So it's more of a, we want to play this game by our rules sort of thing, and we don't want to like sell out, and we don't want to like, you know, get picked up by some publisher that's going to make us make decisions that make the game suck and things like that. So it's called Strike Blazinger, and if you look up, there's the latest footage of it is on a GameStack video. I don't know if anybody watches GameStack, but they cover like retro games and stuff like that, and It's funny because the video it's on is called The Best of the Worst 2. And we're the example of the best game that would ever exist of something, but it's not out yet. So GameStack Best of the Worst 2 is where you can see the best footage of our game. And it's if you want the quick description of the game, it's kind of like the spiritual successor to Space Harrier and Phantasy Star. So that's how I would describe it.
Yeah, I remember having a good time in Space Harrier for sure.
Yeah, everybody looks at it and they're like, "Oh my God, it's like Space Harrier if they made it a new game." And yeah, that's what we're going for.
Which at that time, the Space Harrier thing was like so revolutionary with like the 3D world, right? I mean, you could speak more than I can, but I thought it was
it was like it had the highest level of technology for its time for any game of its time when it came out in 1986. So it was, when I first saw it, it made this huge first impression. It was so surreal and everything moved so smoothly and fast. So that's the same sort of things that, high frame rate is like my biggest thing. Like, I want it to perform well, I want it to be fun. So we know this game's gonna be good. It's just not fast to develop it the way we're doing it. And if I had unlimited money and resources, it'd be done a lot faster. But in a way, I kind of enjoy being able to learn these things and then say I did it myself. So I've worked for video game companies all my life. I even worked for the Tetris company for a while. That was probably one of the best jobs I ever had. Even they treated me like family, and that's why Tetris is such a big part of my life. And I can't ever see it otherwise. But I couldn't make the kinds of games I wanted to make. I'd be making Tetris all my life. So so now I gotta kind of follow my dream and work for it.
Come on, John had a good game there. Double.
Yeah, that was a 700K.
Yeah. Level 22.
Yeah, there's this point where things are falling apart, where you have a choice to like quit or not quit. And I really think that if you let that last a little longer and don't quit for a little bit further, then you're a little happier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he lost. It seemed like he lost DAS. He had a piece he didn't know what to do with, and then tried to get the long bar over. He was Tetris ready, couldn't quite get it over. The ninth column. So.
Chris Bidwell linked not only the video to the GameStack thing that covered my game, but he actually has a timestamp that goes straight to the footage of my game. So that's cool.
Chris Bidwell's a hero,
So yeah, Chris Bidwell, BSG 4000 put the link. Thanks, Chris.
Just a bunch of Chris's helping each other out, All right, so we got John's thing up now. So if you want to follow John, where to go. He's 29 with an 872. He lives in Hong Kong. So he's definitely...
with 7 minutes on the clock, he's got room for a couple of attempts.
He's definitely capable of a max out with, just looking at his PBs and you just combine them into world's greatest game for him. He's got it.
There's definitely like I think I'm at that ceiling because my PBs are around 600K. So I feel that ceiling where you're more dependent on RNG, and then you're thinking like, well, if it just gave me a couple more long bars, then I would have broken that ceiling. So. And then it's just a matter of putting the time in to learn to get over that hump. I know, but I just haven't had the time.
Yeah, or the time it takes for you to get the right pieces,
Yeah. Like there's, well, that's why I said there's this like ceiling of, it's a combination of being able to be versatile with your pieces to the point where the game won't kill you if it doesn't give you those long bars, and then actually getting the long bars too. So.
Right.
Yeah. I watched some videos of like, of my PBs, and that's usually what it came down to.
Chris Bidwell wants me, you, and Tang, or in
if I kept playing, like when I was playing like about a little bit more than a year ago,
Yeah.
I might. I don't know. The thing is, I have so little. I'm already dividing. Like it's like I feel like I have like 5 jobs now. It's crazy. But this is my favorite. Like doing Tetris stuff is. Yeah, I haven't updated my PB. It's actually higher than that. I have to look at it. It's like 6. I don't know, 6 something.
Nice.
I
So
actually didn't want to update it until I got 7.
Well, that means you know how to throw down a little bit on 19 probably.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
I do 19 starts, and
Yeah.
okay. So doing 19 starts, I have lived longer on 19 than I ever have coming from 18.
Oh wow.
So I know it's in me, right? Like if I had just done this, this 19 start from an 18, I would have maxed out by now. But yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Well, it's a speed adjustment, right? That gets you.
Something like that. Yeah. And also, yeah, I mean, when I played it on stream, like people said that, yeah, my hyper tapping was actually really good and a good speed. So,
Oh, nice.
I know I've got the maneuverability. I just have to put it all together.
All right, we got John here. Last couple games. This is one of those ones where you might be fishing, like, do I like this game? Do I not like this game? Nice burn there.
Yeah, that's a good solve.
Yeah.
I would have centered weld there. Center dirty. I would have, like just because
Oh, just because it's
I
like
would have been able to help. I wouldn't have been able to help myself.
Oh yeah, and it's like early days, last game.
Yeah. And there's still like room to safety burn if I had to.
Yeah. This is looking good. I mean, he's got the little Tetris factory going.
Yeah. This could be it.
I mean, this is perfect. This is like perfect. He's got 3.5 minutes to decide and bail on this game if he wants to. But just push hard. And go for it.
Second adjustment there.
Chris, what do you think you could get in 2 hours if you were playing? Think you could beat Bidwell? Bidwell threw down.
Level 9. Since his level 9 is allowed, yeah, sure. The 500Ks, like, if I just start on level 9, it's almost guaranteed.
Nice.
But that's only because it's allowed, like, to start on any level here. You know what? If I start, I'd get high 500 if I played a good 18.
Yeah.
And every time I would go on stream, I would always get those scores. So it's not in 2 hours. I probably would. I'm not sure how warmed up I would be now. My brain actually gets better at things if I don't do them for a while and then do them again. So that's why it's like I didn't want the next time I started playing the game to be like just one day. Like I want it to be a time where I've got some runway and I'm not worried about other things. Then that way I can actually really get better. But I'm just too, like I realize that there's way too much for me to do between now and like the end of the year for me to do it now. So I'll figure it out at some point. Maybe if I get like a handle on my game dev stuff.
Nice.
And then yeah, like before I even do that, I'm gonna mess around more with the Hudson shooting watch and see if I can develop that triple hybrid, hyper tap plus DAS plus rolling style.
Yeah,
Because to me, like when I thought of hyper tapping, I couldn't think of any other way to do it than the Thor grip anyway. Like why wouldn't I vibrate my entire hand? Like that's just how I do it.
Have you heard from Thor recently?
Not too recently. No, I mean, by now I'm sure other people have probably talked to him more recently than I have.
Yeah, I hear from him maybe like once a year, maybe. Yeah.
So John with the transition, 450k, so got some potential for score.
I think it's timely long
Definitely
there.
room to improve his standing.
Oh, he got the pieces he needed there for sure to fill out all those gaps. Okay. Oh. Oh no, John.
Oh
Gee.
yeah, that's you gotta take more burns before it spirals out like that. But yeah, good game. Like definitely some consistency there. You know, getting right around to that 500 transition. Then it's just a matter of breaking through.
Yeah, for sure, John. We appreciate you playing and all you do for our community.
Yeah, yeah, just definitely a fan of what you guys do for our community with the HK Retro Gaming Expo and everything over and that on that side of the world, pretty much. Especially those years when that was all we had. But now what a different world is now. You know how much everything has expanded.
Yeah, let's hope to see John in the bronze bracket. Hopefully the 708 hangs on.
Yeah, yeah, we still don't know what that ceiling's going to look like.
Chris, you got anything else to report? I mean, thanks for everyone for sticking with us through the stream. It was a bit of a hassle, and we had some clunkiness, but
This sort of still the first year that dealing with the tech side of doing a organized qualification broadcast. So hopefully that'll get ironed out. But we're doing our best to learn from this and improve the next run.
all right. Well, why don't we?
And yeah, I'm looking forward to watching more qualification. So
yeah, you're gonna be here all week. Hopefully, I can get my computer, more stable. I don't know, it was stable the other day.
I think today's Thursday. It's like I lost track of time. Like I said, I hadn't slept for 2 days. So by the time I wake up, it'll probably be the weekend and get more Tetris. I'll probably just leave the channel open so I hear it in my sleep. Go Tetris for me subconsciously, I guess.
Well, all right. So, Chris, we can raid Harry. What do you think? We can give Harry Hong a raid.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone.
It sounds appropriate if you're trying to persuade him to enter.
Yeah, let's go in there and everyone tell Harry he's already signed up, and let's get him in there. Tell me he has to play, because we all want to see him.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Boom, Tetris for everyone. Peace out.
Just gotta wait. All right, bye everybody. See you tomorrow, or see you in an hour, or whatever the next person's going.